This is a tip that I haven't heard anybody else talk about or suggest. It's something that I've learned on my own and I found it's really helpful. I want to share it. Alright, so stick to the end because this might be really helpful if you struggle with anger. First off, I want to share something that I've learned when it comes to different people. Different people handle their anger and manage their emotions and experience emotions in different ways. A person with lowest amount of support needs, which are still basically high, but the lowest amount of support needs overall, handle anger, experience their anger in different ways and manage their emotions in a different way compared to people that have higher level of support needs, like level 2 autistics. People with this form of autism often experience what is called emotional flooding, which means if they experience a negative emotion like fear, anger, it can literally take over their entire being and they can't focus on anything else but that emotion. So it takes a different method to manage that. So if you're that type of person, it involves a method where you might need to just literally stop what you're doing and deal with that emotion and process it, instead of with other people where they might use that emotion to drive you to do other things and then try to be proactive and then let that emotion pass as they're doing something else. Now, when it comes to managing your anger, here's a tip that I want to share. When something upsets you or triggers you, or someone does something that offends you, makes you upset, and all of a sudden your emotions just literally take over you and you feel emotionally flooded, and worse, you feel angry, here's what I've learned to do. Use the anger to support you with only one thing and only one thing. Let the anger be a cue or indicator to let you know that something might be going wrong and that needs to be fixed. Now, to fix this problem or solve this problem or work out the problem in a certain way to make yourself feel better, there's two ways to do it. You can allow the anger to help solve the problem, or you can allow your prefrontal cortex, rational reasoning mind to work through the problem and solve it. Now, when you're flooded with the anger emotion, you're going to be really tempted to use your anger to solve the problem. Try not to do that. Instead, observe that feeling and then try to separate yourself from that emotion. Literally view yourself as a separate entity from that emotion and like you're looking down at it instead of being it. And then understand you got a rational mind, your prefrontal cortex, that can reason things without emotions getting in the way. Try to solve the problem and work through the problem and work through a solution through your reasoning part of your brain, not through the anger and emotions, not allowing your anger to do it. Now, the tricky part is the anger is going to want to solve the problem. Just try not to allow it and allow the prefrontal cortex, your reasoning mind, do that instead. Now, if it gets hard, and it probably will because your emotions are going to be intense, especially if you're emotionally flooded, you may need to wait until the anger subsides before solving the problem, so that way it's easier to use your rational mind to do it. In this case, if you're with someone, you may need to ask them to wait before trying to work the problem. Or if you're talking about something or you find yourself in an argument, tell the person, I don't want to explain this now because I feel angry. I want to wait until my anger subsides before discussing such and such issue. What you often find is people will respect that because you're being responsible not only with your own emotions, but being responsible with trying to work the situation out in the best way possible without negative emotions getting in the way. Now, if the other person does insist on wanting to talk about it right now, such as if they're feeling angry and they just want to talk about it right now, just stand your ground and keep letting them know that you want to wait until your emotions get calmer, because that way you'll be able to discuss things better in a better frame of mind. You may just need to excuse yourself and let the person know that you want to go to another room for a second or go outside for a second so you can calm down. Because if you're feeling angry and you're trying to find a way to calm down, but you feel like the other person is not letting you and stopping you from doing it, this could be a chance that things could escalate and you don't want that to happen. So make giving yourself a break to regulate top priority, because even though if the person may not like it and want you to do that right now, it will be way better for both you guys in the long run. You're really doing the person a favor. Or if you're trying to build something and you're feeling frustrated and you're not quite getting something to work, like something keeps falling down and you're trying to get it up and you're starting to feel angry, again, just stop what you're doing and then do it later when your anger subsides. Even do that when you're playing a video game. Even though it may not seem like it at the moment, you'll always succeed more and do a better job with doing things when you're calm. If not, things will become half-baked when you finish them. Things will be rushed by forcing yourself to hurry through when you feel aggressive. Even do that when you're playing a video game. If you're getting your butt kicked on a certain level, stop and then take a break and drink some water. And then come back to it once your emotions subside. I remember when I was a little kid trying to beat Mario 3 for the first time, and remember getting so frustrated trying to beat Bowser. I mean, it just seemed so simple to have Bowser just break the floor through and then win. But I remember spending almost an hour, at least an hour, being so frustrated. But my frustration just prevented me from doing a good job. Eventually my mom turned off the Nintendo. I remember a couple days later, I gave another attempt to try to beat Bowser while feeling more calm. I beat him the first time around. I didn't even get hit once. I was just so blown away. I was just like, I could not believe I just beat Bowser at just one attempt and didn't even get hit. The reason why was because I wasn't angry at the first attempt. I wasn't using my fight or flight part of my brain, my amygdala. Instead, I was using my prefrontal cortex, where I was actually able to reason my way through it. And so I succeeded right from the get-go. Do that with everything. If you're feeling angry while trying to do something, just stop and then wait. When you do that, here's some techniques to calm your anger down. You can first try to breathe. You can do what's called box breathing, where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold for 4 seconds and then inhale again. Another thing you can do, you can breathe slowly for about 4 seconds, visualize pure energy going through your body. And then when you exhale, you can visualize all the negative feelings, the pent-up energy, the anger leaving your body as you exhale. And I a lot of times visualize it going in the earth, and then when it goes in the middle of the earth, it gets burned from the heat and then disappearing. And then in each inhale, I'm breathing in like cleansing sort of energy that like renews myself. I know it sounds kind of silly, but for me that really works, and I wanted to share that since it helps me. But find a breathing method that helps you calm down and feel more relaxed and less angry or less fearful, whatever kind of emotion you're feeling. To get out of your fight or flight mode, back into a parasympathetic state where you're calmer, where you can use your rational reasoning part of your brain again, which is easier, which you'll allow yourself to solve the problem in a more effective way instead of using your anger to do it, or you're most likely to attack and make things worse. So basically, in summary, when you feel angry, try to separate yourself from the emotion and use your rational mind to solve whatever issue it is that's causing frustration instead of your anger. Another thing I learned that's helpful is to understand that the nature of anger, the nature of reacting to your anger and using your anger to try to solve a problem is actually really addicting. It's good to look at it like it's a drug, because it literally is like a drug, and it has the same addictive nature. Reacting to your anger and using that to solve problems as opposed to using your prefrontal cortex, your logical reasoning part of your brain. It's addictive like smoking cigarettes or doing hard drugs. The more you give it attention, energy, and focus, the harder it is to break this sort of addiction of using your anger to do things. So if you feel like you struggle with reacting to your anger and controlling it, it most likely means you're addicted to it. And lessening the grip that your anger has towards you, its control towards you, you got to look at it as you're giving up an addiction, like it's a drug, like you're giving up a drug, like you're quitting smoking cigarettes. And the way to do that is just to simply not react towards it. The less you react towards your anger, the more you'll let go of the addiction of it. Now, it's okay to feel angry, that's fine, as long as you don't react to it or try to use it to solve a problem. The only thing you can do as a tool for your anger is just to let yourself know that there's an issue, and that's it, and then use your rational mind to solve the issue. If you found this video helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe, because I have many more videos. I have many more videos about anger that I've talked about, different anger tips in some other videos, so please check them out too. I hope this is helpful. All right, well, have a good day.